Today we are going to be making vanilla ice cream base for our ice cream day, and this is going to be our first recipe out of our textbook, The Professional Chef, published by the Culinary Institute of America. This is the 9th edition. This is from my alma mater, the CIA, and it is a real Bible source for culinary arts students. So it's relatively affordable as textbooks go. I think you can find this on Amazon for about $40. And it's a great source if you are interested in cooking. I highly recommend just having one in your library. And there is a section in the back devoted to baking and pastry. And here on page 1103, we have our ice cream recipe, vanilla ice cream base. And as you can see on the bottom there are some derivations for the recipe for chocolate flavor, coffee flavor, and raspberry ice cream. So feel free to use those in this recipe. Or if there's a different flavor that you'd like to try, please feel free to do so using this base vanilla recipe. And if you're unsure of how to get that flavor into your ice cream, do contact me and I'll be happy to talk to you about it and walk you through it. We can speak on the phone. If you like. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do before we get started cooking is, with all recipes, and I might do this in the future with a few other recipes, but just to show you something that you need to pay attention to is the yield that you're going to get from this recipe, the quantity. This recipe says that it makes 48 fluid ounces, or about 1.5 liters of ice cream. That's quite a bit. And as you can see, this recommends 15 egg yolks. That's a lot of egg yolks. And I'd rather make a smaller quantity today. I'm not making a restaurant quantity here. I'm just gonna make a small amount. And I'm gonna do about a 5 egg yolk recipe. So that's about 1/3 of what we wanna be making, right? 5 divided by 15 is 1/3. So to calculate how much I need for the rest of my ingredients, I'm gonna need 1/3. I'm going to multiply them by 0.33 to get that 1/3 amount for each one. So for a pound of milk, 1 pound is 16 ounces. So I'll take 16 ounces times 0.33, and that's gonna give us 5.28 ounces of milk. And that's the same amount for the cream. 1 pound of cream, 5.28. And then for the vanilla bean, it says 1 vanilla bean split, but I think about 2 inches of vanilla bean should do it for us. And if you don't have vanilla bean at home, you can use vanilla extract. For about 2 inches, it's about 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. For sugar, 7 ounces of sugar multiplied by 0.33 is going to give us 2.31 ounces of granulated sugar. And then for glucose syrup, which is a product I have here. This is something that you can find in cake stores, or you can find it online. It's a sugar syrup, glucose. It has a high amount of fructose in it. This is used for various crafts in bakery science and skills. You can use it for fondant, different things like that. I'm going to use it because I have it, but if you have light corn syrup at home, you can also use that. Okay. Don't want you to have to run out and buy a specialty product if you don't have to. And for our salt, it's asking for 1/4 teaspoon of salt times 0.33. That's essentially going to work out to a pinch of salt. And then of course we know how many egg yolks we're going to be using. Okay, so now that we have calculated our recipe properly, let's go ahead and get started.